Hello and welcome to Gentle Yoga with Tanya. I'm Tanya. Thank you so much for joining me here today. So for our practice today, you may definitely want to have something to sit on if you like to have that little elevation in your hips for some of our floor poses. We will be making a transition to standing, and we are going to do a balance pose. So if you wish to have a chair nearby, that you can hold on to, that's great. Please use that. Or if you're near a wall, also great to use. Let's get started. Let's just take a moment here. I'm going to put my hand on my heart, other hand on my belly. Let my head come to my chin come to my chest, and we're just going to breathe here. Just noticing how we feel sitting on our mat. Noticing the movement of your breath. In and out. And if you wish to set an intention for class today, now's a great time to allow that to happen. And on your next inhale, let your neck come back to neutral if you had it bent. We're going to do just a little bit of a feeling breath. So I want you to put your hands around your rib cage. And if that's not comfortable, you can go ahead and just set them here as well. But just want to get that idea of that full breath here. So when you breathe in and out, shoulders are down and relaxed, jaw is unclenched. Breathing in and out. And this time when you breathe in, I really want you to notice that expansion of your ribs, not only outward, but forward. And notice if there's anything happening in the back as well. So nice, holding on wherever it feels right for you. If you wish to cross here, you may. But if you can hold here, great. So let's breathe in and notice. We spend a lot of time on our breath noticing and calling to notice the inhalation and exhalation as it relates to our abdomen. But it really, once we are doing a complete breath, to get that completeness, nice full breath, it really comes into play in our ribs as well. It's a really great way to notice how we are breathing. So let's take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. And you can even think of it in sections. So you notice first in your abdomen, inhale. And then you notice in your ribs. And then exhale from the ribs. And notice in your abdomen. Beautiful. So just something to think about as we go through our practice. When I mention breathing, just take a second, do a check-in. Do I feel my ribs expand? Do I feel my abdomen expand? Do I feel them contract? Just give yourself that little check-in there. So let's just do some hand massages, bringing some warmth and awakening. And then we're going to very gently, starting at the base of your skull, just squeeze and release. Being thoughtful about your breath as you do this, that you're not holding it, you're letting it go natural. And also being thoughtful about how strong your squeezes are, right? I'm saying squeeze, but really it's just this gentle action here, almost like your hand is pulsating. And then you're working your way down to the tops of the shoulders. It's bringing some activation and some motivation, whatever Asian works for you. Motivation, activation, sensation. I could go on. Release here. Let's put your pinkies together. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Shoulders down, and as you exhale, let your fingertips just brush forward towards your collarbone. And there's really not a pressure here when you're coming forward. It's not a like that. It's just a really light sensation of coming forward. Okay, so let's breathe in and exhale. One more, breathing in and exhale. Nice. Let's just take your right hand and we're just going to massage a little bit, just some squeezes and releases, one-handed to your opposite side. I chose to start with my right, massaging my left first, and I'm just going back as far as I'm comfortable. And for some of you, that may be way back by your shoulder blade, and for some that may be more towards where your neck connects with your shoulder, and for some that may just be right up here in front. It all works. It's all good. Wherever you feel comfortable. What you do is going to look very different than what I do, and that's as it should be. Alright, and then just go to the other side. Again, just going back as far as you wish. Find your comfort level here, and it's just little squeezes and releases. Nothing intense, nothing stressful. Breath is still nice and even and steady. Yeah. Shake it out a little bit. Let's do some joy breaths. So for joy breath, we're going to inhale here. Exhale, let your abdomen go back towards your spine. Let your chin come towards your chest. You're going to stretch those arms out in front of you. And then inhale up. Exhale, release. And here you have a choice. You can let your hands rest here by your hips, or you can clasp in back and give an extra little squish chest out. And then inhale, hands in front. Exhale, hands to heart center. So the full cycle. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, the best you can do at your own pace. Nice, strong inhale. Both arms up. And when you exhale, let's let your right hand touch your left knee. Let your left hand come back by your hip and just turn your head towards your left shoulder. Thinking about your spine, keeping it nice and straight. breathing here. One more breath here. And then inhale up, shoulders down and separated. And as you exhale, this time your left hand comes to your right knee. Right hand comes back by your hip. Sitting up nice and tall. If you feel yourself doing the lean, just give yourself a nice little moment and reminder. Think of it as your heart over your pelvis or abdomen. And on your next inhale, arms up and exhale down. Very nice. Now we've been sitting cross-legged for a little bit, so this is where if you do want to sit, if you have a blanket or pillow handy and you would like a little boost to sit, that would be great. If not, no worries. Whatever you choose is right for you. I have my feet flexed and I'm just going to let them rotate. It's bringing a little action to their life here. And I'm going to switch sides and directions. Right. So let's pause that action. We're going to inhale, toes up. Exhale, toes forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Very nice. Now let's just inhale up. And we're going to just hinge forward. And then if you wish, you can let your fingers touch your toes, touch your ankles, touch up by your thighs, wherever you wish. And if you would like to drop all the way forward, you can. But if it's easier for you or feels better for you to stay with a straight spine, that's fine too. Just whatever your neck is telling you is good for you is what you should do. Breathing here. And on your next inhale, just slowly bring it up. Very nice. Let's just give our backs a nice little stretch here. So I'm just going to put my hands pretty close to my hips back here. My fingertips are facing my hips. I'm just going to breathe here, and you can either bend your legs and come up to a little bit of a reverse table. Or if you wish to keep your legs out straight, you can do that as well. You want to make sure that your knees are hip width apart. Breathing here. And release. Very nice. Let's go into cat-cow. Now, if your wrists are feeling uncomfortable today, like you're feeling a little bit of pain or vulnerability, or there's some perhaps some neuropathy there that's making it uncomfortable for you to be in a traditional table cat-cow situation, you can always do the seated version, which is just inhaling forward and exhaling back, like that. So if that's your jam today, then that's what you should do. But if you wish to join me this way, please do. So we are hip over knee, shoulder over wrist, fingers wide, jazz hands. My toes are flat, and we're going to exhale. Inhale, all the way through, arching the back, chin up. Exhale, chin to chest, dropping that tailbone down. Inhale, all the way through, and there's no rush here. This really is just this slow, lovely stretch for your back. And then when you're ready, exhale all the way through the center. Chin to chest. And then inhale. All the way through. Last time, exhale. And let's come into center. And from here, let's put your weight into your left knee. Raise your right. And we're just going to do some simple rotations. Okay? And if that means your knee comes off this far off the ground and you're rotating here, that's great. If you want to lift it up a little higher and dig right into the hip area, that's great too. I have my eye gazes forward. We're just thinking about your breath as you rotate here. You can switch directions. Just opening that area up a little bit. Sending in a little, I love you hips. And then down. And let's bring your weight into your right knee. Lift your left. And again, you can, if this is more your thing today, down here, that's great. But if you can bring it up and do some rotations here, that's great too. Switch directions. And you can go really big here, or you can keep it really small. Just working in. Very nice. Let's stop that motion. We've been on our hands for a little bit, so let's sit back and just send a little love to our wrists here. And if you were doing seated cat-cow, you want to join us in the for our next pose. We're going to do some low lunges. I'm just working my fingers here, doing a little spirit fingers, doing a little wrist rotations. And the other thing you want to think about is when we are using our wrists, you want to think about really evenly distributing that weight. We want to make sure that your wrist area isn't taking the brunt of your weight here on these poses, like when we are in table. That you want to have a nice distribution. And if you need to think about pressing your fingers to get that weight distributed more evenly, that's okay. All right, so let's come back into table. From here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. I'm going to bring my right foot forward, so it's right by my right hand. I'm going to let my left leg come back a little bit. Get this nice lunge going. I'm going to inhale here. Thinking about keeping those hip creases back. Shoulders are down. And if you want to give yourself a little arch here, you can. Breathing nice and steady, whatever you're choosing to do. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Let it rain down to the ground. Woo. So from here, I want you to just pick up your big toe. Let that right leg strengthen and feel as if you're sinking back towards your left heel, actually. And then if it's okay for you, you can drop your head towards your knee and you'll feel this really lovely stretch through the back of your leg. Just really paying attention to that hamstring back there. Breathing in. And then on your next inhale, releasing, coming back into table. Let's do the other side. Here we go. Left foot forward. Sliding that right leg back. You still want to make sure that your knee is above your ankle here, right? So let's inhale up. And if you want to give it a little bit of an arch, you can. If you want to keep it up nice and straight, you can do that too. Whatever your back is telling you today. If it's saying, yeah, you know what? I could use a little of that. That's okay. And if it's saying, nope, not today, then just stay up straight. Just think about your shoulders. You want to keep them down. And if this is too intense for your arms, feel free to put them on your hips. It's pretty sassy. Inhale. Whichever you're choosing, just make sure you're breathing in and out nice and steady. One more breath. Let it rain down. And then pick up the toes, your left foot, letting your body slide back towards your right heel, and dropping your head if it's okay for you. If it feels better to stay up, this side may feel very different than the other side. That's okay too. Breathing here. One more breath like this. And on your next inhale, bring it back to table. Let's do a nice little stretch. So leaning your weight into your right hand, just let your left lift up a little bit, just a slight twist to your breathing. Exhale down. Weight into your left hand. Let the right hand come up for just a little bit of a twist. Exhale. Now walk your fingers forward. Put your toes together. Let your knees come wide. And we're just going to melt down towards your mat. If this is too intense, if this feels like too much pressure, too much stress on your arms or your knees, you can always bring it all in and do a traditional child's pose. That's perfectly acceptable here. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, very slowly walk your hands back towards your body. Let your spine unwind and make sure that your head is the very last thing to straighten. Okay, we are going to come to standing, so however you feel is safe and comfortable for you to do that. I don't know why I'm hiding behind my bed. Whatever you feel is safe and comfortable for you to do that. If you want to just come forward and step through, and then again, just very slowly unwinding, that works. Whatever you choose, just meet me here in mountain pose. I have my feet about hip width apart. If you'd like to put them together, you may. Just taking stock here, how do you feel? Nice. So let's step your feet pretty wide apart. All right, we're going to do a little star pose here. So my toes are facing forward. Hips are forward. I'm going to inhale my arms to my sides, like this. Shoulders are down and relaxed, teeth are unclenched. And I just want you to feel as if you've got a force tugging on each side so that your arms are stretched. Stretched, as if they're being gently pulled from each side. Just breathe here. Nice. So from this star pose, turn your left foot in, or right, whichever one you would like to do first. Turn your right out. Hips are still somewhat forward. We're going to inhale, bend that knee, do a safety check here and make sure that it's directly over your ankle. You want to avoid being too far, too back. You want to just get what's right for you. Also, if this back leg, if that turn is talking to your knees in a really negative way, negative talk doesn't work, right? So you can adjust the angle of that back foot to suit the comfort of your knee back there as well, okay? So if you are, again, what I do for a warrior two is going to look different than what you do. So we have to make accommodations to what our body's strengths are in each moment. That could be very different from day to day. That could be very different from morning to night, right? So it's okay. What you do is what is right. Yeah? You have to just trust that. Sometimes that's really tricky and that can be really frustrating, and we can look at someone and be like, you need to do it just like that, but you don't. You don't, because they're doing it for a reason. You're doing it for a reason. Do what works for you, and you will notice the benefits, I promise. So, again, if you are comfortable with the back foot turnout, please do it. If you're more comfortable having a little bit less, protect that knee, okay? So breathing in here, looking out over your fingertips, and you can adjust as you need to. You want to avoid this kind of like reach here. You want everything to be nice and strong and sturdy. We're warriors, right? We're strong. We get knocked down, but we get back up again. I'm pretty sure there's a song there. I'm not going to sing it. I'm pretty sure there's a song there. So breathing here. Nice and strong. One more breath just like this. And then on your next inhale, turn your palm up. Raise that toward the sky. Let your back hand relax and take a break. If you noticed your shoulder, I just noticed my shoulder was doing this. So you really want to make sure that it's nice and down and relaxed. Giving your back as much of an arch as it feels comfortable. Looking up towards your fingertips if your neck says, yep, I can do that. Breathing here. And on your next exhale, coming all the way forward, letting your forearm touch your thigh, thinking about your hips. You want them to be facing forward here. And if you need to adjust your body, you can, but you still want this knee to be in a safe spot. We're just going to do a nice side stretch here. And you can look up if that's okay. Or you can keep your gaze straight or down. Breathing here, nice and steady. And if you feel yourself doing that forward drift, just do a little adjustment. Bringing everything back, letting your chest lead the way here. Breathing in. And on your next inhale, really squeezing all those muscles of your glutes and your thighs, your abdomen, and just letting everything come back up. Let's do the other side. So from the center here, again, now I'm turning my right foot in, left foot out. Let's do a nice little breath here, do a knee check, safety check. And there should be like a nice line here, right? You want to make sure that this back leg isn't too far forward, too far back. You want to kind of make this nice line with your body, right? So do your check, inhale. Good, feel good, it is good, and breathe. Nice and strong. really noticing your breath. Noticing the length of your inhale, noticing the length of your exhale. One more here. And then on your next inhale, turn that left palm up, or whichever palm you have forward. Let your back hand relax again. Nice breathing here. And again, the depth of your arch here is totally your call. One more here. And then on your next exhale, bring your hand to your thigh, making sure that your hips are forward, your chest is leading the way again, right? So that you can get this nice, beautiful stretch here. Feeling it all along your side in a good way, right? If you're feeling it in your side, but it's kind of yelling at you, then you may just want to come out of the pose nicely, gently, but fairly quickly. But if it's just that little sweet discomfort of a stretch, that's okay. Breathing here. And on your next inhale, come all the way up. Very nice. And just kind of rotate the shoulders. Let your knees kind of shift a little bit. Just whatever you need to do to kind of adjust, release, all that good stuff. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's heel toe in. We're going to do tree pose. So, as I mentioned, if you have a chair nearby and you want to use that, in fact, I'll use one as a sample. Balance is something we practice, and it can be different every day depending on what is going on in your mind and your body, right? Some days we're like, yep, got this. And some days we're like, maybe not. And I need a little help, and that's all good. So for today, whether you need the chair or not, there's one available. So you're going to take a nice, let your weight go into your right leg, and just kind of move your leg back and forth, just preparing for the pose, just getting things ready here. And then I want you to stop the motion, and you're going to use your leg like a kickstand. Okay? So you can stay here. This can be your pose. Letting your toes be your anchor. If you would like to take an inhale and let that leg creep up to your calf, you may. If you're feeling super rockstar steady, you're not locking your other leg, and you want to have your leg come up to your thigh, and that's cool with you, and your body is still straight forward, that's good too. I just ask that you don't let the only place you don't put it, I ask that you not put your foot is right on your knee joint. You don't ever want to create that scenario. So wherever you are, wherever your foot is, take a nice deep breath in. Shoulders are down and separated, and as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. And I encourage you to find a stable something to let your eye gaze go towards, right? That's not me. So something in front of you, I encourage you to look at, find your drishti, your focus point here. And just breathe. Feeling the strength and the grounding in your right leg. Feeling the balance on all 4 points of your right foot as it settles into your mat. Noticing that completeness of your breath as your abdomen expands, your ribs expand. Breathing here, inhale, next exhale, go ahead and very gently release your pose from wherever you are. And then just kind of walk up on your tippy toes. And the key to getting in and out of a pose like that is you want the entrance to the pose to be as graceful and as steady as the exit to the pose. So if it's something that's very tricky for you to get out of, that may be your body's way of saying, you know what, today I think we should just stay right here. Or you know what, today I want to go for it, but I'm going to hold a chair. So listen to the cues that your body is giving you. Okay, so let's do the other side. Ground into that left foot. Really think about how it feels on your mat. Let the knee bend just a little bit so that you don't lock it. Let that right leg kind of just kick back and forth. And then when you stop the motion, use it as a kickstand here. And again, if this is where you're staying, stay here and breathe. Just make sure your hips are nice and forward. If you want to go up, cool. If you want to go up, cool. Whatever works for you. Breathing in. Exhale to your heart center. And find your focus point. Breathing here. And on your next inhale, go ahead and gently release. Very nice. Arch your breath out of the way. Let's take a nice deep inhale in. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. This time when we inhale, I want you to just raise up on your toes just a little bit. So inhale and come up. And exhale. And it can just be the sensation of coming up on your toes. You don't have to actually come up on your toes. So inhale. And exhale. Last time like that. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. This time, we're going to come up on our toes, and then if it's okay for you, you can let your chin lift towards the ceiling. Let your eye gaze lift up a little bit too, okay? So inhale, coming up. And if it's okay for you, shoulders down and separated, teeth unclenched, eye gaze and chin towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, release your heels to the mat. Let your chin come to your chest and let your arms go down. Let's do that again. Breathe here. And now inhale, come up on your toes if you want. Shoulders are down and separated. And then exhale, chin to chest, heels down. Last time, come up to center, take a breath here. You can do. Squeezing those glutes. Smiling because you know this is good. And then exhale, chin to chest, heels to mat. Inhale, back to neutral. Shoulders a roll. We're going to come back down to the mat here. Okay, so wrinkly mat. Inhale up. coming down. You can do a swan dive all the way down, forward fold if you wish. Please join me down here. We're going to hold behind your knees. We're going to take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, just slowly lower down to the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Sacral massage. Very nice. Let's stop that motion. Okay. Let's put your feet on the floor. Arms are in what we call Cactus Pose. So your elbows are bent and your hands are up. Just the fingertips will go a little bit above your head probably. And what we're going to do is a little breath cycle here. So we're going to breathe in. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under or in, like you're doing a little pelvic tilt here. And let your knees come together. And then when you inhale, let your feet come together, your knees drop apart. So then when you exhale, your knees come together and you pelvic tilt. And then when you inhale, your feet come together and your knees drop apart. And then exhale, knees together. Inhale, feet together, knees apart. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. Very nice. Now this time when you exhale, just bring your knees into the center. You could let your arms come out to the sides like this. I'm just going to breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, drop your knees to the right. Let your head turn towards your left. Nice little spinal twist. And on your next inhale, bring it to the center. And then exhale, knees drop to the left, head turns to the right. And you want to think about keeping your shoulders nice and flat on your mat. And on your next inhale, bring your knees to the center. And let's just let your body relax in our final relaxing pose or Shavasana. Find the place that's comfortable for you. Allow your body to settle into its place, using whatever pillows you might need, blankets. You can remove eyeglasses if you wish. Your shoulders relax on your mat and just notice your body just settling gently and peacefully into place here. Let's place your hand on your belly. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to hold it and then release. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and hold and release. 2, 3, 4, hold. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and hold and release. 2, 3, 4, hold. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and hold and release. 2, 3, 4, and hold. Allow your breath to become natural. Bring your attention to each part of your body. As you acknowledge each part of your body's ability to relax. And bring your awareness to your mind and allow your mind to relax. Release any thoughts, feelings that are no longer serving you in this moment, that are preventing you from being in full relaxation. Just allow them to go. And just hold these sensations, these feelings of peacefulness. Of revitalization, clean, fresh energy that you've cultivated here. Allow feelings of comfort. And if your thoughts start to drift to things that are worrisome to you or stressful to you, or even just thoughts that are active, say these 2 words to yourself in their place. I am. I am. As you breathe in and out in a steady, gentle way, let these words ride on each breath. I am. Let them flow gently through your body from your head to your toes. I am. And anytime your thoughts veer away from this place of peace, use these words, I am. And you can leave it at that, I am. Or you can add, I am calm. I am here. as you hold on to these feelings of comfort, of peace, of refreshing new energy, and these words, I am, begin to bring movement into your body. You can move your toes, open and close your hands. Bring your knees into your chest and just very gently rock from side to side. And when you get to whatever side feels strongest for you today, just pause here for one more moment, just one more opportunity for your body to absorb all of the goodness you've provided it. And then very gently pushing yourself into easy cross-legged pose. Taking a moment here, if you set an intention at the beginning of class, allow yourself this moment to reflect on that journey. May my thoughts be clear and kind. May my words be clear and kind. May my heart be open and kind. Thank you so much for joining